Oh my god, I got a really good idea for a horror movie. That's pretty cool. What is it about? It's about two girls that go on a cage dive and end up 47 meters down. Interesting. What else happens? They talk? No. This is too boring. Add some sharks in. Everybody loves shark movies. That way, we'll make a lot of money. I mean, I kind of already wrote the script and it'll just feel kind of random. You know what? No, that's fine. You know what? We could get a bunch of cool deaths that way. Wait, how many people are in this movie? Really only 2 people. No. We need more people. But that'll just... Do you want your movie or... okay. Alright, fine. That's probably what happened when they were, like, making this movie or greenlighting it. You know, I probably could have told them instead of doing a useless skit. Whatever. Either way, does this still count Shark Month? I mean, Mike Tyson's doing the whole fight the shark thing. So, I guess that counts. Either way, yeah, 47 years down is, you know, what you heard. About 2 girls doing a cage dive and end up 47 meters down. Hence the title, 47 meters down. It was originally going to be a straight-to-DVD movie, but because people like money, they decided to put it in theaters. And now, because of that, we have a possible trilogy on our hands. Really? Oh my god. Thank you, Entertainment Studio Motion Pictures. What a weird name. You know what else is weird? The fact that this movie is basically just a bunch of girls bickering for forever. You know, I could go to school for that. Then again, I'd rather go to school than watch this movie. Anyway, let's get into it. The film starts with a girl named Kate on a floaty thing with wine and falls into a pool because of Lisa, and it looks like blood, because, guys, sharks, they're attracted to blood. And there's gonna be blood in this movie. Oh my god! This is a pretty cool shot, if only seeming too pretentious, or maybe not, I don't know. I don't really have an official opinion on the shot. Also, Kate points out how Lisa has a nice ass, which is like, what? Nobody talks like that. Please consult your actors if they would say something like that. And if not, change it up or let them ad-lib it. Turns out Lisa's boyfriend Stuart left her because she's boring. This could play into her character and eventual character arc of being more out there and leaving Stuart forever and not trying to get back to him, as he only thinks she's boring and learns to love herself, but nope. That requires skill in writing. They go to a party. One of the Sues makes me cringe so much I accidentally took a shit. Now saying that out loud makes me realize how stupid that joke was. Either way, it's a terrible montage. I'm sorry, it's just too cringy and it's like, ugh, it's too much. They decide to go diving despite the fact that one of them can't dive, but they're like, whatever, who cares? And you only be down there for 5 minutes. Despite the fact that bad things can happen. I know it rarely happens, but just in case. And I'm pretty sure you do need like a diving license or something. I don't know, but that's just, no, be safe just in case. Like, don't be a dumbass, okay? I get it. Actually, no, I don't. I don't get it. Why trust these idiots? Like, you barely know them. And I guess the girls liked him for some reason, as we can extend seeing them making out or kissing. Okay. And the next day they act like it was nothing. So it's like, what was the point of that? God. But Lisa doesn't trust them for some reason because she heard horror stories about going on shady trips. How convenient that the people they don't trust are Mexican. Whatever. I'm gonna go past this. They meet the captain, Taylor, and get in the boat. Some of the people chum the water scene. I'm pretty sure it's illegal to do that where they are. I mean, the film takes place in Mexico and in Guadalupe it's illegal. I don't know, I'm assuming where this film takes place it's illegal because they mention it. I don't know, they just say, isn't that illegal? And then they never bring it up. This should honestly be your first red flag to get out there. Like, doing something that's probably illegal. We see some sharks, which are the best part of this film. They truly look great. They get ready, and Captain Taylor points out how when this bar goes to 50, you'll take them back. And that the faster they breathe, the faster that they use air. Great. Now forget all that for the rest of the movie. Oh, and some nice foreshadowing that sharks underwater can hear your heartbeat up to 5 miles away, which totally won't come back later. Oh, and also they grab, I think, Luis's camera, which they totally won't lose. They get into the cage and one of them exclaims that you can see for miles, which isn't true because you can't see for miles underwater. In fact, I think you can see less underwater. But considering how bad my vision is, I could probably see like 1 inch. Or like a couple inches. They drop the camera and a shark eats it because in Hollywood, all sharks are aggressive monsters that will eat anything, despite the fact that only tiger sharks will eat like anything. Like they eat license plates and stuff like that. Not great white sharks. Or maybe not. I don't know. The cage starts going down, and never once while it's falling do they try to go through the top. And they eventually reach 47 meters down. Kate wakes up and tries to wake up Lisa because she's bleeding, and... Okay, hold up. How do they hear each other under the water pressure, especially at such depth? Like, what? How can they hear each other? They would just hear not the water, but like, they won't hear anything. They don't have any earpiece or anything like that. How would they hear each other? What? None of this makes any sense. Oh my god. Lisa wakes up and starts yelling and wasting her breath and screaming. What? Why scream? Nobody is going to hear you. Also, the screaming is really annoying. And get ready for a bunch of that in the sequel. By the time she's breathing normally, she wasted about 5 minutes of oxygen. Pretty much. Great to see how smart our protagonists are. Also, the crane for the boat's covering the top of the cage, and apparently the two are just out of range, despite them never using earpieces or anything. Did the script just forget that or something? Was that just for plot? Kate gets out and tries to move the crane, and actually succeeds. We're considering it would usually take 20 or 30 more minutes into this film for that to happen, considering we're only 36 minutes in. Kate goes up further and tries to communicate with Taylor somehow. Where's the earpiece or the transmission? Again, how can they hear each other? Answer is they can't. How? You don't have an earpiece or anything. Oh my god. Also, they're at the 54 bar, like I mentioned before, which is kind of sad since they've been underwater for like a rather short time. Taylor's just ways Javier is going to come down with a spare winch cable that they could have used earlier, and how they shouldn't race to the surface is get the bends, which if you don't know is an illness caused by a rapid release of nitrogen gas from the bloodstream. Basically makes you hallucinate and intoxicates you, basically stuff like that. Can't wait for that to get reused. Kate goes back to the cage and they talk, and we're nearly halfway in, and the sharks have only done one thing remotely scary. And that's literally for like that's for 1 second. Just grabbing the camera or eating it. That took like a second. That's the only remotely scary thing they've done so far. This is supposed to be a shark movie, right? It really does feel like they just add the sharks in just to make more people buy it. And that's pretty disappointing. I was hoping we get a scene of Kate being chased by the sharks or something, but nope. But hey, at least you get some nice dialogue building these characters. Granted, it's a bit generic, but I'll take what I can get. Finally, the sharks appear 42 minutes in, although this particular shark does nothing but miss Kate, and when she goes back to the cage after trying to talk to Taylor again because they thought they left. This is what happens when you have only 2 characters for most of the film. Have at least 3 or 4 so that there could be a couple deaths to ease my board and some more cool scenes of them hiding, then leading to the deaths. The shark starts breaking the cage, and the second the girls go quiet, I kid you not, the shark swims backwards and leaves the cage. I'm sorry, what? Sharks can't swim backwards. No. I can still sense their prey, especially their heartbeat. It doesn't take a second for them. That's like... That's stupid. That's stupid. That's like, you know, the typical generic thing in horror movies where there's always that stoner dude. It's like when the horror movie shows up, the second he stops doing drugs, he leaves. That's just... Oh my god. That's just so stupid. That's not how shark works. That's not how sharks work. Lisa goes down and also gets missed by the shark, and we even get a lame jump scare. Yay. Lisa gets lost, and Javier, I think, shows up and tells her to get back into the cage before dying. Like, I couldn't even process the fact that he, like, existed in this movie and was right there before he just immediately died. Okay. What? And I guess Johannes Roberts liked this death so much that he'd repeat it in the sequel. Yes, he literally repeats it, and it's also the first death. And it's just as stupid. They get the cable and talk to Taylor, who tells them to get back into the cage. I feel so bad for you, Matthew Modine. Half your dialogue in this movie is just telling these idiots to get back into the cage. Hopefully they bring him back in the third movie. Like, genuinely. Like, he's the only likable character in this movie that isn't idiotic or annoying. Granted, his dialogue is a bit repetitive, but that's it. He's the only likable one. Our main characters make stupid mistakes, and the other guys are kind of shady and weird. The cage starts going up, and they start ringing the amount of meters they are in, and starts celebrating way too early, which is always a cliche. But of course, the rope starts breaking, and instead of getting out the cage and swimming back up, they freak out and don't stay like Taylor asked. I wonder how these idiots survived a year, let alone 20 or 30. The cage falls and messes up Lisa's leg, and Taylor tells Kate to get a second tank, but it will increase nitrogen narcosis, which will totally not lead to the worst ending ever. Also, I just realized we're like an hour into this 1 hour and 20-minute movie, and the sharks have done literally nothing. This is supposed to be a shark movie, right? Like I said, they've literally done nothing. They've just missed our main characters. It's so stupid. These are supposed to be like the world's greatest predators, like they said in the poster. And they're in every single variation of the poster of this movie. Why have they not killed like anyone except one character that wasn't even the main character? They miss these characters so much. It's so annoying. Why do you miss them so much? You're supposed to be the world's greatest... Oh my god, stop repeating. Why do these sharks are kind of trash at their job. But then Kate gets surprised killed by the shark without any blood, so the death overall is lame. Now it's just definitely son. We still have 20 minutes left of the movie. I'm gonna get bored, aren't I? She goes to grab a harpoon gun that's always been there. Wait, nobody used it to defend themselves? Could have used it to save Kate a little earlier. But she ends up stabbing herself without shooting the harpoon gun. I'm sorry, what? That's just too stupid, movie. Okay, I can handle, I don't know, maybe like the cable being really thin or something like that. But this is just too stupid. She didn't even shoot the actual harpoon gun. That's just like going to a knife and then just stabbing yourself with it. Like grabbing him and stabbing him. Being like, oh my god, the knife fell on my hand. It's too stupid for me. I can't. This is just overload of dumb. Why are we supposed to care about these main characters when they're extremely stupid? She goes to get the tank, and even though her gauge thing is at 4, she's breathing rather fast. I will hold my breath in. Also, she's just letting loose a lot of blood. I'm surprised the sharks aren't here yet. Lisa gets Kate's tank, and Kate talks to her despite them not having an earpiece. How can they hear anything? Again, oh my god. Also, how convenient that right after the tank she hears Kate. The twist is pretty obvious if you think about it. She gets her leg out, which reminds me, she probably would have gotten tetanus from the rust. Also, how are rust cages allowed? I get, like the water may do that, or like, that's like a dangerous hazard, right? Why can't they just clean it before? I'm surprised they haven't gotten sued. She finds Kay and they hold a flare to ward off the sharks. When they light their last flare, we get an immediately cool shot of the 3 sharks as they swim around the 2. They get up and, wait a minute, the Coast Guard ain't there. I know they said they'll be there in an hour, but it seemed like a good chunk of time had passed since then, so, interesting. The twist seems more and more obvious if you think about it. They then repeatedly get grabbed by sharks in a finale that I guess Johannes Roberts also liked so much that he'd repeat in the second movie. 47 Years Down is... 47 Years Down Uncaged. It's a lot like their first one. Like, a lot more than I remembered. They get out and everything seems fine until, remember the whole nitrogen narcosis thing? Yeah, she's having a hallucination. I wish the movie ended with her laughing and saying she got free and maybe like the sharks closing in or something, but nope, that'd be too morbid and scary. So we have to go with the worst take, I guess. The Coast Guard appears and they all swim up, with me pissed off that the sharks didn't really kill any of them, or the fact that they didn't do jack shit in this movie. Waste my time. They only killed 2 people via pure luck or stupidity, with neither of them using their eyes. Like, they can't use... I thought humans had peripheral vision. Or, why couldn't Kate see in front of her and see the shark coming right towards her? This is just... Oh my god, this is just too much. And I know people say the sharks look good. That's because they had a decent budget and because they're barely in it, so they didn't have to use so much money to make them look good. And that's really the only good thing I can say about this movie, besides it looking competent and some decent acting. I can't fully hate this film, but I can hate it a lot, because there's just too many stupid things. It's too boring. So many things that don't make sense, not even accurate at all. Not scary. It takes itself seriously, which I do like. But then there's so many moments that feel like a parody, so it's like, are you taking it seriously or what? It's just so confusing. Look, I know Lady White Rabbit said this, but Johannes Roberts, I actually have an idea for the 3rd movie that involves some submarines and would actually be 47 Years Down. Unlike the second movie where it's probably like 2 meters down or something in like a weird cave. I actually have a pretty good idea. So if you want to contact me, my email is craftboytde, the TD is capital, @gmail.com. I know it's a little cringy, but whatever. So, yeah, that was 47 Meters Down. Waste of my time and money. The sharks were barely in it. They didn't do anything. It wasn't scary in the slightest. The characters were stupid. It's just a lot of dumb stuff. Not even accurate. Boring as hell. There should have been more characters. Captain Taylor and those 2 other guys were shady for no reason. Or they were just barely in the movie. There's no resolution, really. It's just like, okay, back up. Also, why didn't the sharks eat any of the Coast Guards? That's free meals. Why did they back off? Okay. Oh my god. Hope you enjoyed that review. Make sure to like and subscribe. And my review for 47 Years Down in case should come out in around 2 weeks or so.